Who is the one person in your life that you know you wouldn't be the same without? For me, that person is my mom. There's a lot of characteristics about her that makes her such a great mom and a great person, but I'll go over three of them today. I'll talk about how strong she is, how caring she is, and how supportive she is. So, the first thing that I'll talk about is how strong she is. When I was in sixth grade, my parents got a divorce. For obvious reasons, it was really difficult on both me and my brother. But I never got that from her. It wasn't because of her that it was a difficult time for us. I never looked at her and saw her crying. There was no way that I could tell that she was upset. I couldn't tell. I didn't think she was upset at all, to be honest. And so I asked her about it. I said, "Why aren't you sad about this?" And she told me, of course she was sad, but she wouldn't mope around us and show us because we needed to be around a happy mom. And being around a sad mom wouldn't do us any good with how we were already feeling about the situation. And so that just kind of shows you just how strong she was to be able to keep her emotions at bay during such a difficult time because she knew what was best for us. So, the next thing that I'll talk about will be how caring she is. My freshman year of high school, I was diagnosed with diabetes. Your first year being diagnosed with diabetes, it's really important to constantly monitor your blood sugar. Not to say that it's not important anymore, it's always a big deal with diabetes, but especially so when you're first diagnosed. This is because you don't really have a baseline of how your body's going to react to the insulin that you're taking. So you could randomly get a really low blood sugar because you don't know how much insulin to give for the amount of food you're eating because you don't have a baseline to work off of. So your blood sugars can get really unpredictable. And because of that, it's kind of scary to go to bed when you're first diagnosed with diabetes because you don't know what your blood sugar is going to do. You could have an insanely low blood sugar, dangerously low, and not wake up and not know about it. So my mom, being the caring mom that she is, would wake herself up every 3 hours overnight for the first month that I was diabetic just to check my blood sugar and make sure that I was okay because she knew that I lacked the motivation to wake up every 3 hours and check it myself. So she did it for me. And if waking up every 3 hours overnight for a whole month doesn't show you how caring someone is, then I don't know what will. So the last thing that I'll talk about is how supportive my mom is. Me and my brother both started playing football and wrestling in third grade. These are both really demanding sports. For football, it's practice 4 days a week with a game on Friday nights. And then for wrestling, it's practice 5 days a week with very long tournaments on Saturdays. From youth all the way up through high school, our wrestling tournaments on Saturday could be anywhere from 15 minutes away to 3 hours away. They'd all start at 10 a.m. and sometimes you'd be lucky to get out of there at 5:30 in the evening. It went all day. It was insane. And my mom never missed any of them. Whenever I was wrestling, I knew that she was in the gym. Whenever I was playing football, I knew she was in the stands while I was playing the game. She would also always bring me and my brother to practices before we could drive. So that just shows you how much time and effort she put into our athletic careers because it was something we want to do. So that just really shows you how supportive she was of me and my brother. So while I bring this to a close, I'd like to just say one more thing about my mom. She's the strongest, most caring, and most supportive person that I know. I know I wouldn't be the person that I am today without her raising me.